since the Azerbaijan conflict. 2018, McLaren sabotaged with Honda and opted for a power unit supplied by Renault, and moved short of fleet Fernando Alonso, who extended his contract towards the end of the 2017 season. Continuing his dominance in the V6 era. A very, very well worked today. There are plenty of evidence.
I think I've just unmuted myself as Verstappen rejoins the party. Hello? Right, well, I can't hear Verstappen just yet, but I think I'm no longer muted on the stream. So PS5 stream's going well for me. For those of you who have seen what's going on but not heard me, there is being a lobby restart. So we are going to have to wait for the new invite to come through. There's Verstappen network error. I think he's having trouble with his internet. I will need to make sure I get a new invite to the lobby. Okay, so while we are all waiting, I'll do a quick run through the stand-ins. Technical issues, so new lobby soon, as I said, but MCR in that McLaren lead in the championship standings on 132 points, a singular point ahead of Kamke, who is on 131. Kamke, 3 wins coming off a win with last week, also a P2 to his name. MCR only got 1 win, 1 P2 and 1 P3 this season, but certainly proven himself on raw pace to be one of the fastest, continually getting those pole positions. That extra bonus point you get, it's going to add up across the course of the season. It's made the difference in terms of him getting to the top of the standards. Third place, we've got Mats, who is 30 points adrift of Kamke on 101. 3 third place finishes for the Dutchman, as well as a win at Singapore. But a long way back, even a win today is not going to be enough to get him to the lead of the championship. Further 11 points down, Ryan B in P4. He's not had any podiums. He's just been very, very consistent. 3 P4s, a P5 and a P7 to his name. So very, very strong. And actually, I think, did he win? No, he got P3. He got a podium at the sprint race, but that has been his only podium thus far. And is that a Verstappen sniffling, I hear?
I think it might be.
Yes, yeah, it is. I can hear you now. Nice.
Let me know as well if anyone's watching the stream, if they to be heard there. That's been an issue before, apparently. So, not quite sure what's going on. I had to switch network to actually get talking here again as well. So, that was quite fun. But it seems better now. People are joining the new lobby.
Can I have an invite? There we go. Nice. Yeah.
Right at that second.
Yeah, it was actually Swip also sending me an invite, so spoiling me with multiple invites, but we will hopefully shortly get back underway. So, yeah, I guess while I'm waiting, actually, I was going to ask you this beforehand, but I'll ask you now about the chaos of Division 1 towards the end. All those safety cars.
It's hectic, to say the least, because you got to take into account your own tire life. You're going to have to take into account, all the track position. That's very important. If you're in the midfield, there's going to be a lot more chaos than at the front. So, yeah, there's a lot of things to keep an eye out on whilst also driving. So, it's not the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah, as I've got good news. Apparently, there's no problems with the mic audio. So, I'm doing something right. So, most of the drivers have now rejoined the lobby. I think just a couple more to go. We've got a Ferrari and an Alpine. Oh no, hang on. Some of the drivers yet to select their cars. That's that Stephen. I want to say he's McLaren. No, he's Alpine. Okay. I've commentated him before when he's a McLaren.
Right, I think it's RT Crack and Harry Nowak are yet to join. So.
Right, so I think one more driver left to join. We had the full 20 when we were briefly about to start. Was dry in the previous lobby. If that's any help for you both, James had saying that. I don't know if that means they'll set it to dry or not. I know different leagues have different kind of rules, regulations, what they do around that type of thing. No, it's the drivers.
I think we did start. Yeah. They're just gonna go and try and get this going, and it seems like that's the case here right now. and we're readying up, going hopefully this time successfully, loading into quali, and we can actually get in the way.
Yeah, always makes the race slightly easier when quali runs nice and smoothly. So looking forward to it. We'll see if MCR nabs himself yet another pole position. Actually, where is the man? He is racing today. He was rushed right at the top. Couldn't find him on the list.
Really, driver selecting the tire allocation right now. It's going to be very crucial around here. As I said, the walls are closed, so the likelihood of safety cars is quite high. Therefore, a lot of drivers are going to have a bit of consideration whether they want to get the track position and get the maximum run in, or that they want to sacrifice some tires for the race, which you otherwise wouldn't get. So I think that's being very interesting to see at least.
And of course, the other fun thing with setup that has quite a large effect around a track like Baku is how high you have your wings. Do you want that straight line speed to just go for moves down into turn 1? Or do you want to go that bit faster through the middle section of the track? As here we go, quali is now underway. And all the drivers, of course, going to be starting on soft tyres in quali. You'll see if anyone is going out on track. Not seeing any signs of movement. No, Energetics is shortly going to be leaving his garage. We'll watch him go around then. Hopefully he'll make it a little further round than last lobby. Is the Ferrari man leaving the garage. So one of the drivers, he's struggled quite a bit. Energetics picking up 3 DNFs so far this season. Then a P14 finish at Zandvoort, but apart from that, has struggled quite a lot with the full-time drivers. He is right at the back. Actually got a reserve ahead of him in terms of the standings. But here we go, bringing us around for a little sighting lap at the streets of Azerbaijan.
Yeah, obviously a very technical track, and you know, compared to what you can do on the straights, you have the 20-25 second just full throttle in sector 3, and you have the narrow streets here. It's a bit of a difference. It's like driving half a lap of Monza and half a lap of Monaco, and then going back and forth. So it's very, the mindset you have to be in that is very difficult to actually, you know, stay in that and making sure you do the best you can. And as for Energetics himself, he's a driver that can be very quick on his day, but he just hasn't seemed to pull it together for a full race this year just yet, and or for this season anyway. So let's hope that he can bring some change into that, potentially here at Baku.
Yeah, we've certainly seen 1 or 2 races where he was towards the front, and he's just at the end of the race, never seems to be up there towards the front. But here we go, let's see what his raw pace can do for him. See, he's about to be the first man to start a qualifying lap. Now the majority of the drivers immediately going out on track, all but Jav and Major Falcon choosing to do so. So fairly full track, all 18 cars out on track, which is usually what you expect from the Mad Dash at the end of the session. I guess everyone wanted to get bank in, possibly some of them giving each other a little bit of slipstream. As we see coming here, look at that very nice apex there from the Ferrari driver, getting right up to the wall. Let's see what his first sector time ends up being. It's a 35.9. I don't think that's too bad, but nothing too phenomenal. See where Division 3 ends up setting their pole times, but Energetics is going to be the marker for the rest of the field to compare up to at the start of this session. The Swede Ross tiring in the pits. I don't know if you know if that's a quali ban or not.
That is, yes.
It is a quali ban, okay. Then that explains why the pit lane retirement. So my voice attempting to go on mute briefly there. Apologies for that, but here we go. Energetics now through this left-hander. Got to get as close to the wall as you can. Second sector split. He's at a 1:16.8. Out down this final long straight. The overtaking opportunity that everyone will be thinking of when they want to get through. What can he do? What are his wings going to give him in terms of top end wise? Higher wings around here, you're not going to get massively above 200. Lower wings, possibly even as high as 210. Seems to be right about the middle, and it's a 1:41.6 for energetics to start off this session.
To say you've still got the 330 kilometers an hour with derating ERS at the end there, which does bring your top speed down a little bit. So not too bad. Seen Ryan B go 2/10 quicker than the Ferrari, and Ibo just a couple seconds in behind. Kamke has retired going through the castle section and is out of qualifying.
Ooh, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Because he's normally nice and fast. I'm trying to find a driver with a view of that. I think I've been too slow, but Kamke out of the session. He's one of our front boys. P2 in the title, 1 point down on MCR as Swip puts himself up into P5. As Stephen, though, straight to the front of 41.0 for him. Plenty of drivers coming across the line. I'm losing track of them all. Harry Noir, P6, QP5. Though Bosnia taking that P5 position and putting himself up into P5. James Head, our next man. No, he's on the inters. He will not be setting a particularly fast lap this time of asking. I think we've got Ultimate Muster, next driver to the line. Alfa Romeo, we're staying on board with MCR though for this final bit. Ultimate Mustard up to P10. He's on a very slow lap. There is Mats puts himself again another slow lap. MCR 42.1. Ideally wants to find a bit more there. He's a second off the provisional pole time. But as a banker, not too bad. None. Bless. I wonder if this guy's further down. Yeah. Ultimate Mustard does seem to be pushing this time around. So we'll hop on board with him. You're running quite deep there. Maybe he isn't on another fast lap.
I think he's attempting to be. That's ERS is being used, but actually it isn't that much. Seems like he's turning it on and off again. Anyway, the way he's going around it. Not too sure about that, but it doesn't look to be the quickest of laps right now. And maybe that's just a bit of getting used to the track potentially, doing a little bit of warming up. And that's all obviously a little bit understandable there. I was looking at Eco's Matt, but he's not on a quick lap either, I don't think.
Yeah, we will see. Well, he's found 14.5 seconds over his previous time, but still a lot more to gain, I think. Yeah, just kind of a weird hybrid between can't decide if he's going fast or not. Certainly gives him a bit of practice come the race. Is he into the pit lane? It does not appear to be the case. The driver ahead of him is, so what's it going to be? Of course not the fastest, he wasn't using ERS the whole time. It's P10, 44.6, still plenty of time left of the session to improve that one as we hop on board now with Major Falcon. He's the driver who's shown has pace, P5 in the standings, a podium a couple weeks, 3 weeks ago. We had the break week at Singapore. And also picking up fastest lap on that attempt. So what can he do? 36.7, that's not too shabby. That's a couple tenths up on what we saw Energetics get. Manages a couple tenths quicker than Energetics in all three sectors. That could be looking at putting himself to front of the board. Nearly going for the wall there, managing to avoid in the end, coming up through the castle section. Got to get as close to the walls as you can. Give it your all, just not push too hard. Already seen it claim one driver with Kamke. Energetics pit lane retirement after his lap.
That's interesting. I don't think he's done more than one run, has he?
No, he had that first lap we were on board with. First man to set the time and nothing since. Purple sec to Major Falcon. Do I see hints of rain, or is that just me?
That'd be interesting, because, yeah, no, that's rain. Oh my.
That throws the little spanner in the works. Because
Yeah,
actually,
long
Ryan, you
drives I
mentioned
haven't done it yet.
mentioning
That's
rain
just
imminent. Major Falcon,
no.
42.7. This rain could ruin
Yeah.
everything for those yet to set a time.
I think it does. For the length of James and Jav, it's not going to be great at all. James is on the lap himself. Just coming out of the castle section. It still looks decent here, but obviously it's not going to be in ideal conditions. So we're going to have to see what he can salvage out of it. I think Flip and Slayer have given up on their own things. They might try to lap on the inters at the stretch, but it looks like James, yeah, 118.2. We saw Energetic earlier in the 16th, so this will have to be probably around Major Falcon Q sort of territory. I'd imagine anyway. So, which is a little bit higher up the grid than it is now. Obviously advantageous, but not too great. We're gonna have to look at Jav and behind as well on the lap. The Mercedes coming across the line, and we see a P8 actually ahead of his teammate there. Which I don't think he'll be too unhappy about. Jav as well. Let's see where he's gonna come out. So DRS will be opened once again here. Obviously still open as the rain is pretty light. Of course, the line goes to Aston Martin, only put himself into P14, but it's a couple spaces nonetheless there.
Yeah, now something I did notice, James Head had huge straight line speed. I think he was nearly at 220 mile an hour towards the end there. So, going to make him a bit slower through the middle section of the track and an absolute rocket ship on the straight. I would be surprised if we saw any improvement from any other driver here now. I mean, maybe the likes of Max with his 150, but...
Yeah, and the Slayer and Flip obviously not having settled that, but... That's just, whether you even want to do it.
There's, yeah, everywhere I look, yellow sectors, no drivers seemingly improving here. Understandably so. So these guys further down, Jav, one of the few who might manage it, but even he's 1.5 down in the first sector. There's just nothing you can do against the weather.
Nope, but that's gonna give Steban pole position here.
So yeah, I guess we'll. If the drivers want to practice in these conditions, they've got 6 minutes to do so, because nothing else is going to happen for the remaining time. A few of them retiring in the pits, gives them time to have a quick pre-race snack, grab a drink, maybe pop to the loo if they've got to do so. But
Got to do it quick before everyone retires.
oh yeah, is Jav losing a bit of front wing, going flying there as the McLaren speeds past. That was MCR, who I assume, yeah, is on a pretty slow lap, of course. All of them going to be. Is anyone still out on track? Ivo's having a crack on the inters. And honestly, I can't blame him. It's worth learning the conditions. I don't know if the rain
comes again in the rain. Yeah.
Apparently it's due to be dry, based on what the drivers said. But, yeah. Bet those guys didn't go out immediately feeling a bit silly after that one. And of course, probably makes Camke feel a bit better about his crash in the castle section.
On the other hand, if you have a bad lap in the first run, then you'd be alright in this case. So, maybe at the same time it's a bit more hurtful, because one lap would have been enough, a safe one. So, I don't know if it's the best thing to be feeling at that point. But he's going to be at the back of the grid nonetheless, together with Sway Ross. I think both of them should come through the field quite handily. Should have played to their advantage a little bit. I have to see, and obviously we're going to have to see how the guys at the front are going to manage as well. Obviously, Steban, Ryan, Crack were usually you know, they're usually right up there, as well as MCR obviously there. We're gonna have to see if they adjust all this.
Yeah, at the moment though, just the two drivers. Ibo having a little play in the rain, looking like he's going to be pulling into the pits this time around. Crack, I noticed also on the EMTs. Is he going to stay out or is he coming in? Because at this point, I mean, there's no benefit to retiring if less people have done so. You may as well get a bit more track time. You don't want to throw yourself off with the different braking points under the rain.
That's true. That's true.
So you might think all positives, but could very easily take away from the muscle memory. As Crack actually going slightly deep there. But having a bit of fun in the rain. 3 minutes 40 left on the clock as yet more drivers retiring, knowing there's no room for improvement whatsoever. Unless a jet engine magically blows across the track right in front of them. It's just not going to be the grip to improve any of their times. The bottom three drivers, so actually, well, Flip and Slayer not even bothering to set a time. Sweet had to retire for his quali ban, and Camke had a impromptu meeting with the castle section wall. But a couple of the drivers just not even bothering to set a lap there.
Yeah, you know, they have the disabled DRS as well. It's, Crack is just still making the way around the track, but seems to be always being a...
As a lot of the drivers in the paddock chat asking to the remaining three to retire from the session. Crack just enjoying the rain at the moment. The Inter weather. I think they reckoned 3% chance of rain. I don't know if that was for quali or the race. But well, if there's a chance, it can happen.
Yeah, it definitely can. You know, you never really know what's going to hit it. But right now it seems pretty wet. Just hope it's not the same in the race. It could be very, very difficult for the drivers.
So actually something else we are going to have the fun of, due to the weird quality session we've had, the entire grid is going to be completely mixed up pace-wise. You might have some fast boys right down the bottom end of the field. Certainly Camke, a good example after his crash. Mats as well, he's got his 150 that he can improve upon. And you're going to have some of the guys who usually have less pace starting towards the front of the field. Energetics is one... who are the other guys who have a bit less pace towards the front? I guess Q to some extent, him being P10, slightly above where he normally is. But not massively so. Going to be an interesting race either way with the different drivers in the wrong place. Crack now, the only man left. Is he going to send it round for one more lap or is he going to retire? All the drivers will be hoping or the other drivers will be hoping he retires. We shall see. Harren, you are, do another lap, I dare you, he says. No,
he's going to the pits.
Yeah.
Imagine he retires. There we go.
Hey, and there we go. That brings quali to a close after what I think I can say is the weirdest LOE qualifying I've seen.
It's one of the weirder ones, yeah. In my time, I've experienced a few of these, but yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, because normally, a dry to wet quali, not that uncommon, but to see the drivers just get so caught out by it, more uncommon. But here we go, quick rundown of the order. We've got Stephen on par with Ryan B alongside him. Then Crack and Energetics, only 4 drivers within a second of the pole time. That tells you how weird it was. MCR Championship leader P5, then Axel Bosnia, James Head. I've just realised I'm running out of time, so I will need to look at this elsewhere. Bosnia P7, James Head P8, Major Falcon P9, Q P10, then Harry Noir 11, 12 was Swift, Ultimate Muster, and Jarv on that 7th row. Ebo 15, 16 is Mats, then Slayer, Flip, Swee Ross with his quality band P19, and Camk with his Castle section crash at the back of the order.
Looks all dry here in the race too. Sunny at least as well. But you never know how quick that can change on a Codemasters game. As for tire strategy, it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, most drivers will have multiple sets now available to them. Due to the rain, I think they might have used 1, maybe 2 sets at a stretch. So definitely a lot more options, and we're going to go on the way for the formation lap and see what everyone is on as we bring up the tire screen. And that's not a lot of variation, especially in the top 11. We have a full set of mediums there. Swift in P12, the only one in hards. And then in 13th we have Mustapuro on softs, 17th Slayer on softs, and the last 2 of Sway Ross and Camk trying to make up positions early on softs as well. The rest of the grid is all on the medium yellow wall tire compound.
Yes, 75% of the grid all going for the same strategy here. And always mentioned the top 11 all on the mediums. It means there isn't going to be that kind of usual, if you've got a soft runner who's going to try and work his way through at the front to hold the lead, there's not going to be a soft runner leading that first stint unless Ultimate Muster has a completely cheat of a car, which seems very unlikely to just see him fly that much through the order. But it will be interesting to see having Swip ahead of him gives him a good chance of getting a position early on in the race. Those softs going to be nice and activated for his first few laps. Big advantage over the fresh, hard tyre. And currently I have no idea who my money's on. The Chaos of Baku, the almost inevitable safety cars, the VSCs to come, and the grid being so shaken up after that qualifying. If I had to put my money on anyone, it would be Ryan B. But it remains to be seen how this all plays out.
Yeah, there's a lot of different drivers that I reckon have a chance here. But, you know, Steven at the front, he has good pace, usually. If he can keep it together and he doesn't end up in the wrong position, I think he's got a good chance of winning this.
Steven doing his pre-race wiggles there. The front 3 decided to pull away from the rest of them. Don't want your tyres getting too cold before the start of the race. So here we go. Steven, first man to pull into his grid slot. I'm going to say what an absolutely rubbish camera angle this is for trying to see what happens at the start of the race. See all the drivers now coming in towards their boxes, hopefully not picking up any invalidation. It's the final few, and oh, as I say it, Swip missing his grid box. Camp K, the last man, as does Jav and Slayer. Haas is off to a bad start. Here we go, final man entering his box, and we will shortly be underway in the race. So gonna have to use an odd camera angle as the cinematic cam not doing too well, but we're 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights are up, and away we go here at Baku. Good start on the inside for Ryan B, immediately pulling alongside Steven here. 2 of them side by side. Crack settling into P3, another side by side back there. Energetics and MCR looking to go around the outside of that Ferrari. Not gonna happen, or maybe it is gonna happen. Those 2 still side by side. Look to be a fairly clean getaway, all things considered. No big crashes that I've noticed thus far. It's about all those still going on for P4. There's all actually Energetics getting backed up into Axel a little bit. MCR then solidifying his P4, moving up the order already. These two side by side. Ooh, nearly a touch on the rear tyre there. Luckily not enough to spin that driver. Plenty of chaos going up and down the field.
Yeah, definitely. Flip has made up about 6 positions, I think. 7 even. And he's going for an 8th here on the inside. Not quite doing that, but he's up to P11. Great start for the Williams.
Yeah, remarkable. I don't know how I didn't notice that. I saw plenty of overtakes going on further down the order. I didn't know that Swip was half of them. He's nearly got to move around the outside of that corner there. That would have been a first. But on these mediums, he's just making them work oh so well. See there, none of the front guys I think escaping just yet. We got 8/10 between the front two. We've got some interval times that aren't working on my screen, but you can see closing down on the straight massively. Look at the difference. That slipstream barely any ERS broken as Ryan B through past Steven to the lead. Crack just behind, he's going to have a crack.
Yeah, down the inside. Looks like Steven is lacking a little bit on the straight line, but he looks to have a bit more cornering space.
Yeah, well, it's that balance. We talked about it briefly. As Mats is into the pits, and Flip is, oh, hello, side by side with Hugh. Is he going up the order? Is he coming down the order? Mats pit lane retirement for him. Flip trying to hang it around the outside, and he gets that move done. Williams driver showing it wasn't a lap one fluke. He can still make up those places.
I believe he was hanging on to that one. He's going to have some ground to make up in the middle sector, as the two Haas drivers are close together as well as sway rolls.
Yeah, a bit of contact going on there. A bit of three wide as Crack and Steven are out. Surely that's going to be a safety car. Energetics as well. What is going on here? Complete traffic jam. A graveyard of cars littering that section of the track. My goodness. And there, the safety car is out, but...
I know. Crack and Steven, I reckon one of them just crashed and the other one couldn't avoid it. But it looked like Energetic was so late to that, so... I'm kind of confused on how he managed to crash out, but we're already down to 16 driver.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know if Energetics would have caught the car and that spun him, but he would have been past them when he had his crash. Either way, very, very unusual, whatever went on there. Flip now up 10 places. Sweet Ross from Man with the qualiban is up 10. And I'm sure we might see a few of the drivers come into pit lane here, serve one of their 2 mandatory stops. Ryan B, though, is not one of them. MCR is playing the long game. I think most of them. I know it used to be about 50-50. Slightly more drivers choosing to take this early pit stop, especially further down the order. Less to gain. The guys on the softs all coming in to the pits.
Practically everyone in apart from the top 3. I'm seeing a lot of hard runners.
Yeah, so from what I can see in the paddock chat, it was Steven's mistake that caused that to happen. Apologising to Crack and Energetics. It's Energetics saying, I'm only laughing. I think the ghosting system doesn't work. Yeah, all but 3 drivers choosing to pit.
I'm very confused here right now. Yeah,
Flip is not P19, is he? He's P...
No, he's meant to be P... Yeah.
Well, he's done himself well then.
Oh, there we go. Well, there we go.
That'll sort things out.
Beautiful game.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know, there was a PlayStation software update that has caused some issues here and there. Might have something to do with it, which is the reason why Mats, by the way, retired in the pits. So, yeah, not looking too great right now.
Here we go, most of the field bunched up. I don't think we'll have a safety car restart this time around. A few of these drivers, especially Slayer, just slightly too far back here. We'll have another lap. Green released at the start of lap 5, end of lap 4. So yeah, already down to 16 drivers. I'm annoyed I missed that crash because it must have been absolutely spectacular to have taken 3 drivers out.
Yeah, I mean, imagine Steban just put it in the wall in the castle and it became unavoidable in that sense, and that's what caused the crash right there, which Crack just became kind of a victim from an energetics then as well. But yeah, we'll have to see. You basically just have to be one driver right now to get points, so I guess that's quite an advantage for a lot of drivers. So Slayer has decided to go back into the pits, meaning he's already going for a second stop. Now if he puts on a set of hards, 22 laps, I'm not saying that's a easy job doing it, but he might have a go at it. I'm not sure. No, just fresh mediums there. So and a wing change actually, which is interesting enough. So yeah, he's already made 2 stops. He's not going to make those mediums at the end, so he's at least going to go for 3. But at least he's on the freshest tires. Might help him a little bit. Who knows?
We've got 2 stops out the way already, more than the top 3 can say, plus Ibo as well in P10, not taking any of their 2 mandatory stops just yet. Highly expect the safety car to come in at the end of this lap. Theoretically could stay out another one, but I think Slayer would have caught the cue by that point. So we will see how it all goes as James clipping in the wall with the rear of his car there. Not something you want to be doing under the safety car. It's lucky to not lose a front wing. Hopefully not getting any damage there to the floor or the rear wing.
Yeah, it's not ideal to do this under the safety car like Roman Grosjean.
No Ericsson on track to blame this time around.
No, we didn't see Ericsson then, so maybe James had a little Marcus Ericsson poking on the ends.
So here we go. Quite a fast kind of safety car queue he's holding, about 70-80 mile an hour, a bit faster than you'll see some drivers do, especially given he can't even go yet. But wiggling away is Ryan B. James just behind him. We will see when he goes. Boston is leaving quite a large gap. I don't know if he wants a bit of a run up here or if he's knows when Ryan B is going to go. We shall see. Closing up that little bit more. Still the Red Bull driver not gone. No, he's gone. Away he goes and flip off to a bad restart. Ryan B's got himself a fairly good one. Further down, plenty of action going on. Bosnia side by side with Harry Noir. The McLaren there, slightly contact with the Ferrari. All in all, the drivers seem to be surviving their way through at the start. Jostling of positions, certainly further down the order. As this back 3, Ross Slayer side by side, boxed in a little bit there, that Haas on the outside. Can he get the move done? It's not complete yet. Slayer converting the outside to the inside, but these two still side by side. That is a yellow flag. That is Ibo off, running deep into that corner.
Oh.
Just be a yellow flag as Flip has had an issue somewhere along the line. He's gone for a spin. Front wing looking intact for the moment. But that is going to hurt his race chance. So no opportunity to move up the order under this safety car restart. And especially given he was one of the top 3 who hasn't pit yet as well.
Yeah, it's going to leave James vulnerable right now, especially because Ryan B is already credited a gap here. And 1.3 is not that shabby a one. So we're going to have to see if he can keep building that, but he looks quick right now and keen to keep building that gap.
Yeah, although James Head has very, very low wings on this car, and we are seeing that already. Look, I mean, that's without DRS he's gaining that time. Did burn a little bit of ERS to get there. But that gap just closing, though. Behind, we've got Harry Noir and MCR. McLaren driver to the outside, Ferrari to the inside. Who's going to hold on? We've got Ibo a crash on the main straight, and that is another safety car.
That's quick.
Yeah, that kind of flat, fast section catching out that Alfa Romeo driver. That is safety car number 2 already. Well,
that means finish and score points.
Yeah, if you finish, you score points.
And surely you'd imagine that Ryan and James are going to go head into the pits right now.
Yeah. Seem a smart thing to do here. They'd lose their track position, but of course puts them at the advantage tyre-wise, catches them back up in terms of the number of pit stops they have done.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if they want to. So usually you are putting yourself at risk, while at the front you might be able to build a gap a little bit.
Yeah.
And get fresher tires, so...
They guarantee
obviously there's also
13, 14, aren't they? So.
Unless everyone else behind pits as well.
But they won't know that in the first place until...
Exactly, so that's a bit of a gamble.
Well, we'll see. Are they two gamblers, or are they just going to try and stick it out front? Not take the risk of, are the others going to pit? We will see what they choose to do. As they're driving past the point where Ibo would have had his crash. So Ryan B does not look to be pulling into the pit lane. Unless... oh, he is coming into the pits. Ooh, hello. That's not quite the ideal method of entering the pits there by James. Will need a front wing replacement. Cam K also put in as well.
Yeah. Making that his second stop, I think. Going on the side of Hart, he could go to the end from here. Whereas Ryan and James are going on medium to soft respectively. What they could do is bail onto the other side of Hart. The next lap.
Yes, certainly possible. But do you want to... whoa, how many laps is it going to be? If the safety car comes in at the end of lap 8, that gives you
18 laps, yeah.
18 laps, yeah, I guess. 18 racing laps.
It's possible. I don't know if the quickest method, especially if you're at the back of the pack, but it's definitely an option they could consider. We'll have to see how that's going to work out for them. I'm surprised I haven't seen Slayer go in either. I think he could benefit from a similar type pit stop, already having made 2 stop. If he still has another set of hearts, which I don't think he's used one at all actually. Yeah, there's an opportunity for him there as well. So strategically this is a very interesting race right now. We do have Bosnia at the front though on the set of mediums, with Axe on P4 as well, mediums. A bunch of hard runners out here. The hards are definitely not a bad tire. But fresh tires can be very, very good here compared to the older tires. So it'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen here.
As James put in there in the YouTube chat, oh my days, what an idiot I am. To be fair, I don't really think it cost you anything, despite the fact you did smash your nose on pit entry. Quite lucky there to not lose a tyre. But yeah, not particularly ideal. It's going to take a bit more care the next time he enters the pit. I seem to remember a bit of a lock-up there for him. But yeah, we will see how that all pans out later on in the race. P13 on the softs, only done 1 stop though. We've got 2 drivers who have done 2 stops so far. And I think it's the 2 right at the back of the order. No, it is Slayer and Kamke. So I completely misremember that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Slayer's taken it to the end either way. Camk could. It doesn't look like anyone else is opting for the pits again, so it looks like this is going to be the order we'll go back into racing for. I don't think is Flip actually driving his car right now because it looks ghosted. To me anyway.
I was just thinking that he is ghosted.
His throttle inputs are very AI-like.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that.
So, yeah, I don't think he's in his car right now. At least on our screen.
We will see, but what we can expect is the safety car to enter back into the pits at the end of this lap, the second safety car restart of the race after just a few laps. The first one very much needed from that almighty crash we had with those three cars at the castle section that sadly we did not get to view. But and Ibo having that mistake on the main straight. There we go, Flip's rejoined the lobby. That explains why he wasn't in the car.
Yeah, wasn't in the lobby in the first place. That's very difficult to direct a car, isn't it? Hopefully he can get back in time. At least he'll be on a fairly competitive tire. Yeah, he's only made one stop, so that might be a little bit unfortunate to what he might have planned out, but he's still in it.
Yeah, we will see. Still ghosted for the moment. The focus shortly going to have to fall upon that front pack, as there we go, the confirmation of safety car in this lap. And this time Bosnia's turn to lead us away here. MCR sticking just behind and looking good for his championship chances. Camke way down in P14 as well, so he's got to make the most of this.
Yeah, but obviously Camke haven't made that two stops. Might be in a strategical better point, potentially. We'll have to see it though. Bosnia leading the safety car restart, so MCR should just try and follow, I think.
There we go, he has gone. And let's see, the front few runners not too close together, but Axel under threat from Major Falcon. Can he hold on with a side-by-side? No. Was he through or not? Does defend. Q getting through, actually. Major Falcon having a slight moment on the exit of that corner there. Does get himself back into that slot in the Aston Martin sandwich he's found himself in. Further up the order, though, Harry Noir is challenging MCR. That has not happened in the end. So
Major
close
Falcon
to
and Q. Still very close together. No Jav looking on the outside with Mr. Burrow on the inside once again. The Spaniard looking to keep that position, and I think he does. And Mr. Burrow is actually dropping down behind Sway Rolls.
Yeah, those two side by side, a little bit of wheel banging. Oh, that is a front wing lost further down the order. I think that was for the Red Bull of
that's
Camke.
And plate left on the front wing gone.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a challenge for him. He's already done two stops as well, so less reason to go for a stop at this point in the race. Going to have to take it, I guess, for the sake of the downforce. As Axel up into P3, he's doing well on these mediums on the restart.
Most certainly, he got passed in the flat-out left-hander section. Which is quite an unusual place to overtake, but I guess he just got the better exit out of the castle section. Left Harry Noir a little bit vulnerable, and he's now down in P4, maybe on the threat from Q Bauer as well, as the Mexican is closing up on the Greek here. Harry Noir, I think, actually going into pits and potentially having some damage. Maybe that's the reason why Axel was able to overtake. It's, the Ferrari is in, and we're going to see a set of mediums come out, and a front wing change as well, so it's going to be that. I think Flip is having damage as well. Camke, unusually enough, staying out. Maybe he reckons he could just drive first, potentially. So Ryan B is making a move on Mr. Furrow here as well for P8. There's I can't hear you right now, but the two horses, I think, have had an incident there. Looking at turn 3. Swip and Slayer. Slayer taking a bit longer to recover, but Swip as well. Both down in P12 and 13 right now. And in the meantime, at the front, we see that Bosnia has got a gap on MCR. So we have another retirement in the castle section, another safety car as Mr. Perro has been here. I think Kamke's just driven around it.
I think they might have gone side by side. A song
yeah.
the aftermath.
From wing fully gone for Kamke.
Yeah, well, I mean, he'd already lost part of it. There's hello.
That doesn't help either.
Flip getting a drive through for speed and under safety car. Never an ideal penalty to get. The safety car number 3 after just 10 laps. 14 drivers left as well. Baku, not disappointing with the carnage you expect, but not ideal for some of these drivers. So who comes in now and gets their second mandatory pit stop out the way? Bosnia certainly is one of them. In fact, is anyone not going to take that opportunity? Jav, apparently.
Jav.
Swiros as well. Ryan B. Yeah, most of these guys, Kamke of course coming in, no front wing whatsoever on that car.
Now my question is, why has Major Falcon gone onto a set of softs?
That is an excellent question.
See, I could see trying to take mediums from here. That's fair enough. Softs is a bit... You know, I struggle to take them 5 laps at times here, so... We'll have to see how this works out for the German. But that's a very bold call if he's trying to do that, unless he's trying to pit again onto another set, but then I don't know why he wouldn't have stopped in the first place. So that's interesting. If a flip, that driver is going to hit bad because he can't serve it until after the safety car is done, or at least on the safety car restart. So that's going to be a bit of a hit in terms of time loss. So he's going to have to hope for another safety car potentially.
Yeah, I think, is it 6 safety cars the game limits itself to?
As far as I know, it's 5, but
5, okay.
I never quite know if Codemasters is as like consistent with that as they can be.
I know I've had races actually around Baku before where the maximum number was reached and there were horrific crashes after, and no safety cars were had.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on reduced as well in our league. But it just comes out to every single opportunity around Baku. And that's shown once again here. But currently we do have an Aston Martin in the lead. I think we'll be very happy to get the screen time here. Just don't drive into the safety car. I've seen you do that before, so let's make sure you stay enough away from that.
Yeah, so who have we got? We've got Swip, and then we've got Jarv, Sweetross, and Ryan B. Those are the only guys who have not done the 2 mandatory pit stops. And given how early on we are in the race, it seems fairly easy to get them done at some point or another. Ryan B, of course, he's going to be on slightly better tyres than the 2 ahead of him. Worse tyres than the guys behind him, but has the added advantage. He is on the mediums. As has to say that Swip does come into the pits, as does James Head, interestingly.
Yeah, once again, I don't get that from James. Unless he has a from wing change.
I can't see it from the angle.
I think he is. He's gonna set of hards there as well. So Swip also opted in for a set of softs. Interestingly enough.
Here we go. I think safety car in this lap. James near enough to the queue. That means 12 laps down, 14 laps of hopefully green flag racing to go. But knowing the treachery of the Azerbaijan streets, then I wouldn't count my hope too high here.
Yeah, for Swift as well. Just went straight on to turn 3. That led James by that.
Alright, interesting. I'm going to assume that was a mistake.
I hope so. I think that's quite where the track goes, so...
Yeah, well, we did see both
in the race
both Haas cars simultaneously went deep at turn 3 before, so it's not even the first time he's done it this race.
No, I presume there was a bit of contact involved at that point. But right now it just seems to be all on his own under a safety car. So make that what you will.
Yeah, so here we go, catching the back of the queue as we get the confirmation of safety car in this lap. So up to Jav to get the best getaway he can here. Back up the field, he's holding them slower than we had before. I'm completely blanking on who it was, but I remember it was MCR behind because he was sticking to the back of that car like glue.
Yeah, I think it was Bosnia. Or Ryan B actually, who's had one as well. We've had quite a few safety car race starts so far. So it is definitely the slowest one so far.
Yeah, so when's he gonna go? A little bit of tyre warming, not too much. Drivers behind, spread out almost like a plane formation there. Still no movement, and I think, no, he's still not gone. Taking them right the way to the line here. This is going to cause some chaos and a half into turn 1. And I think he is finally gone. Any moves going on? Certainly none at the front. Further down, Falcon and Q side by side. Falcon with the inside line. It seems to have made that work. For the most part, I think all the drivers have cleanly made it through.
What it looked like anyway. Let's just see, Camke, Harner works on Cyber. We're gonna just see how that goes. Camke getting that moved in, I think.
It's not complete just yet. Ferrari holding it on. But no, having to back out in the end. Not able to hold on any longer. It's actually Sui right on the back of Jav looking for the lead. Was close, lost a little bit of ground now. That was down to significantly less than 2/10. It is again nearly into the back of him there. Jav almost brake checking the AlphaTauri driver. Coming up through that castle section. I mean, yeah, it just seems like Jav's going so slowly compared to what Sui Ross can do. Almost as if he's deliberately holding up the field. It seems such an odd thing to do rather than go for the breakaway.
I think Jav's just not as quick here, to be honest. I think Sway Ross and Ryan B are going to get through here potentially. Maybe even the MCR as well. We're going to have to see.
So it depends on the wings partly as well. How much is Sweet gaining? Certainly does not seem to be a small amount. No DRS and already closing massive amounts, burning a bit of ERS. We might see Jav go from P1 to 3. Yeah, we are in the 3 wide, and he has moved all the way down to 3rd position. Side by side, Sui and Ryan B. Ryan B on the outside. Can he hold it? Can he keep it out the wall? He's on the curb. That'll unsettle his car enough, and he does lose out. Actually, Jav enough to get back up the inside. Can he complete that move? No, he can't. There's MCR's getting involved now. Him coming out of nowhere. Once again, a 3 wide. Ryan B taking that P2 Jav all the way down to P4, and under threat from Axel all the way down to P5.
Absolutely inside of MCR. Oh, nearly spun rounds, but keeps his car in check. As way, Ross has actually gone deep, I think.
Camke, and we have got a safety car. What?
I see 2 cars going straight on, but
Slayer and Sui Ross have had a moment, but safety car number 4.
Okay, so I think what happened
Slayer's got no front wing.
Yeah, so I think Swaros went straight on. That had nothing to do with this. And then Slayer on his own might have hit the wall or had an incident with someone at the same spot. I think that's the most likely combination of things as well. At the same time, we have Flip with once again another penalty with 5 seconds, which is not showing up because he hasn't served his drive-through just yet. Which I'll have to wait for a little bit longer as well, because once again you can't serve it under a safety car. So let's see how he's going to deal with this, because he's going to hang on to that drive for quite a while.
Yeah. Well, I mean, safety car number 4 this early on, they might run through them all nice and early.
Potentially.
Yeah, get them all out of the way, then any later chaos is to be ignored. Let's see who comes into the pits. I'd expect Jav to pit on his old hard tyres. It'd be a very strange decision not to. He is coming in.
I don't know why Ryan B hasn't pitted.
I mean, he seems pretty comfortable on his tyres.
Yeah, but you do have to make 2 stops, and he has not done that yet.
No, actually, I completely agree with you. I don't know why he hasn't pit either. Unless
the only reason I can imagine is that he's waiting for the last safety car and then go into a fresh set of softs. But then you're anticipating a lot of things to happen.
It's Baku, another one. Yeah. Well, I mean, it might be a mistake that'll come back to bite him. Or a stroke of genius. Well, we'll find out. Major Falcon on his soft tyres. They've got a bit of time to rest up. But they're going to struggle to get to the end as well, as you mentioned. That is a lot of laps for the soft tyre to put up with.
Of course, with the safety cars like this, it might help the tyre life of his softs a little bit.
Right, Camke is up to P6. He's been gradually working his way up through the order, hasn't he? Obviously a bad qualifying to start him off. Didn't really make any moves, but the longer this race is going on, the more he's creeping up the order, and he might be on the best tyres among the top guys. I don't know if the medium's the right compound to be on, if it's the hard. Fairly confident it's not the soft.
Probably not, no.
Camke one to watch out for. I mean, if we get a lap 2021 safety car,
well, it's basically shootout right at the end. You'd imagine so. Although if you're at the front, it might be worth trying to stick it out for 2 laps if it's like 2 lap green. Then I don't know. It's quite difficult to pass around here.
As we will find out. So safety car coming in at the end of 16. That means 10 laps of racing. Swip once again into the pits. And this is it's just stop number 3 for him. Nothing too bonkers. But someone may need to inform Ryan B about the 2 mandatory stop rule. This is quite possible he's just completely forgotten.
You'd imagine. Yeah, maybe. Swip on it and getting a new fresh set of softs. From here it might be a little bit more possible. As what James has obviously done himself as well on P12. I don't know if it's ideal, but we'll have to see. Maybe that's just the tyres they had left.
Right, well, at the start of the race, I said my money was on Ryan B. I'm not so sure anymore after him not pitting under that safety car. But Ryan B is doing better than Stephen, which was your guess. So
True. At least mine went out early. There's no lingering hoping for any more. Let's see. We'll still have 10 laps remaining of that race, and it felt so long already.
yeah, well, I guess 4 safety cars really going to drag out the race. But,
They do indeed.
sure. DRS. I think we've had far less laps. How many laps of DRS have we even had? It can't be that many.
I don't know exactly, but indeed, there's not going to be many of those.
As the confirmation of safety car in this lap as Doom. Congratulations to the safety car driver for the victory at Baku in D3.
Let's see how Ryan restarts the race here. Pretty steady pace.
Second time MCR's done safety car restart from P2.
Yeah, let's see if he can react the same way he did the first time. Ryan leaving is quite late on. He's got the overtake on though, and there he goes.
So here we go, the run down to turn 1. The front view seems safe though. Bosnia having a little look as Flip disqualified for ignoring a drive-through penalty. That's not ideal for him. Hopefully his Ghost's not getting in the way of anyone.
Hope not indeed.
Side by side here, James Head and Q. As all Swee's having a little look as well. Is he going to make it 3 wide? No, decides better of it. Not really corner you want to go 3 wide into.
Major Falcon's gone straight on that turn 3 this time.
Big off, James Head in the wall. Massive crash there.
Going to make it number 5?
Number 5, I don't think the Marshals... I mean, he's done it right by Marshal post.
And the car's gone already, so maybe that's why. But Mercedes hopes not going well here. From what looked to be an alright race, one car goes straight on and one into the wall, so not too great for them.
Yeah, as the top 7 pulled away a little bit from the bottom 5 drivers. A couple second gap between Q and Harry Noir. And of course Major Falcon quite a ways back after some contact to spin, whatever it was, into turn 3. Apparently this is the second time that Flip has been disqualified for not serving the drive-through in LOE. So not a massive fan of drive-throughs, I would guess, that driver. But here we go, run down to turn 1, and we're going to see any moves here. The driver's all tucking into that slipstream. I don't know if any of the gaps. So having said that, no. Axel looking for the move on MCR. MCR, I think, just letting it happen there. Choosing not to defend too heavily, although looking for a bit of a cutback, but not on this time around. Next lap, of course, DRS is going to kick in. All that really matters is staying with that lead group. That is going to drag you up to the end of the race. And of course, with Ryan B still needing to pit, these guys have that bit more confidence. MCR's job is not to stay ahead of Ryan B or to even keep up with Ryan B. It's just to keep up with Axel. If he can manage that, then he's in the lead group. He's in that best shot for picking up another win here. So far, he's only had 1 win, 1 P2, 1 P3, but it is the sheer consistency throughout the season that is holding him at the top of the timing boards. As it was this James Head, honestly glad I made it that far. More than likely won't be seeing me next week or for the rest of the season. That is a shame to hear from him. Not coming back, but well, if you want to catch James, he always commentates for Tier 2, a phenomenal commentator, I must say. As MCR has lost the DRS range of Axel. These front 2 pulling away a little bit. MCR struggling for that raw pace. Which raw pace, not his greatest strength. It is just his sheer consistency, his strategy that gets him such good results week in, week out. Here we go, the question of the day. Will we see any moves into turn 1? Gonna say it again.
Axel, here comes. And I think down the inside he's gonna go with the fastest lap of the race there as well, which is taken away by Camke. But deep into turn 1 goes Axel, and he gets that one done. Bosnia at the same time will take it with MCR. Bosnia getting that move done for now as well, but it's DRS in play now as well,
Whoa.
so MCR has a chance to get back.
Further up, Ryan B having a big moment you saw in the foreground.
Here comes Camke, then the inside. Okay, MCR side by side. Looks still alright, but Camke's got that one done.
The man on the mediums making them work, the two championship rivals. Camke is now the one with the advantage over MCR. MCR's just dropping down, started the safety car restart P2, now down to P5. Just doesn't seem to have the confidence in the tyres. His hard's not working for him. There's a huge lockup there from Camke. And very, very slow through the castle section as well. No confidence in the car. Strange from a driver like him. This lead group still all together as an overtake done there by Swee on Slayer. Both of these guys on fairly fresh hard tyres. Here we go now. DRS down the main straight. Front 7 drivers still the same ones within that front DRS train. Will we see a move? Ryan B 6.5 tenths back, but that comes down awfully fast here at Baku. No, he's pitting. Ryan B into the pits. Okay, well, we knew it needed to happen. Seems an odd time to do it. Yes, better late than never.
Yeah, Jav came past Harry Noir, or at least they were fighting each other. Let's see how quickly Ryan B can catch back up. He's gonna have 7 laps to do it. I think he'll be kicking himself. There's another safety car though, and we're seeing at the front Bosnia very close to Axel. Axel defending and not giving him any chance to actually get alongside there.
There's Camke on these mediums, and I'd say the fastest of this lead group at the moment. Maybe Jav has got a decent shot on his fresher mediums, but at the moment Camke is the one who has been moving himself up through this group. Slightly harder to do when the guy in front of you has DRS as well though. Close up as much as he can. See that gap coming down a little bit through these corners. Seems to be, well, at the moment it seems the most comfortable. Of course eventually the medium is going to become more aged than the hards. The Red Bull driver doing very, very well at the moment, especially given he's qualifying ending in a crash without a lap time being set. Starting way down the order. Not sure we're going to see a move from him. Bosnia though, that's seeming a whole lot more likely.
Yeah,
Axel.
I think he's going to go for the lead here, and that's a pretty easy one. Camke going to get involved as well, and Axel dropping to P3, as well as MTR dropping to P5 compared to his fellow countryman Jav there, and he's on pretty fresh tyres. He could catch up here if he has enough ERS, which he doesn't. There's a chance for him for maybe a podium.
Yeah, so Camke already past Axel, now hunting down Bosnia. Bosnia tried to escape, have a car between him, was not enough. So, well, Camke's looking strong. At one point it looked abysmal for him championship wise. This looked like it'd be a race to forget. The man looking better and better. 5.5 laps left to go as there's an overtake further down the order. They're side by side. I think it must have been a mistake by Q there. Gone deep somewhere given the amount of time he lost to the AlphaTauri. We will
imagine so indeed.
Jav though on these mediums. The fresher tyres, the longer the race goes on, the better for him.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially someone like Camke's tires. Like, they're just gonna drop off.
So let's see an overtake further down the order into the last corner, but it is the lead battle we are watching.
Yeah, Camke is going to get past Bosnia here quite easily. DRS, oh, quite close there. But Bosnia getting past there quite easily, and the Red Bull now into the lead.
Yeah, Harry Noir looking to move an MCR further down, not going to happen, but Camke just moving himself gradually up the order. Q coming into the pit lane as Bosnia nearly into the wall there. Right up to the barrier. I think he had to lift on exit there, just how incredibly close he was. Jav has lost out to the front boys a little bit. Look at this, 4 and 5 dropping down. Is the man we thought would be fast, but just seems to be losing out at the moment.
I think he loses a lot of time on the straights. Not a lot of ERS, which means you're just going to derate, and then yeah, you're just not going to be very quick on the straights, and maybe not a very low downforce setup either.
Yeah, we will see that gap still getting bigger as well.
Oh, Slayer, next one out through turn 7. Are we going to get safe score for that, or have they run out here today?
I think, yeah. Belland, I'm forgetting his name, but he's gone on strike. Safety car refusing to come back. Yeah, that's now 2 cars that's crashed. Still no safety car in sight. We might have 4 laps of green flag racing to the end after this. End of lap 22, start of lap 23. What is going to happen here? Well, Camke certainly looks to be in a good position. Was the DRS picked up? No, it was not. So Bosnia not able to close down.
Yeah, Axel might go for the move here into turn 1. Maybe he's going to refrain from it. He has a little look down his sides, but it's kind of half-hearted to ask it back out there. And maybe then towards turn 3 has a better chance.
Yes, I think Axel dinking the wall with his rear right tyre. Certainly got very close as MCR is past Jav. Jav, despite being on what you would have thought were the best tyres of the front 5, just losing out everywhere.
Yeah, it's not looking great for the Aston Martin here. Sim and Harry Noir are very close together. That looks to be it. In the meantime, Ryan B has climbed up back to P7. He's about 10 seconds off the lead. I don't think he's going to get up there, but maybe down towards this next train, he could still catch him, potentially.
Well, certainly in for the best shot of getting fastest lap, though Q seems to be trying to ruin that hope.
As of right now, he does still have that with a 43.4. But he's gonna catch. I reckon he'll catch Jav and Harry Noir probably.
Yeah, it seems likely. 3 seconds in 2 laps on fresh soft tyres. Sounds a fair chunk, but you are just going to carve that time away. It might be the case if he gets both of them down towards the line, but here we go. Axel and Bosnia once again, these two, 4P2, now nearly 2.5 seconds down on Camke. There's Axel back up into P2. These guys in fairly equal tyres. Slight ERS advantage to Bosnia.
In the meantime, Harry Noir made a move and Jav as well.
Mistake by Bosnia. Went deep into turn 2, just as it hops off board with him, and he's got massive front wing damage.
Yeah. Gonna drop him further back, and that gives MCR the podium here for now.
Yeah,
maybe Ryan B could even ruin that.
Well, at this point, a Ryan B podium isn't impossible.
I mean, he has to catch 4 seconds MCR in just under 3 laps.
I don't think Sui went into the wall. I'm not seeing... No, he's missing an end plate. He's in the wall. So Sui's got some heavy damage. Well, no, Sui's got some light damage, but he's got damage.
Bosnia dropping further back and letting people through now. May not want to risk crashing out here, at least grabbing up some points. But he's going to be further down as well, probably pitting, I'd imagine. Although...
yeah, I'd say given the state of his front wing, it would make sense to pit, even though there is just 2 laps left.
Yeah, I guess back is just too much of a risk to crash out, even though he would probably be classified. As
no, he's crashed.
Yep.
Oh, hello. Sui Ross is into the wall as well. Luckily, he didn't. Somehow he didn't take any damage.
Difficult to track this.
No. Oh wait. Did he already have damage? I can't remember. He's missing an end plate.
Yeah, he did have damage. So Ryan B has got past Jav here for P5, and Aaron Noir is making a move for P3 here.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that Ryan B podium looking more and more likely. He's got 2 laps. And he's pretty much on the back of them. He's going to get DRS down this next straight. Runs slightly deep
MTR trying to get back though. And I think he's going to get P3 here for now. And Aaron Noir can concede that. For now, that's what it is. But Ryan B, obviously with the fresher stops, is going to be all over the back of them.
We're actually going a little bit deep there, Ryan B, dropping quite a ways back. Just to make sure he does not lose that front wing like so many others have done here. At the moment, Baku, 50% survival rate. That might get even lower.
Yeah, so, I mean, at least Bosnia will get to get a few points for it.
It started raining.
Has it? It actually has.
What is this race?
Gonna get any crazier.
Right, so we're going to have a splash of rain right at the end of this full safety car race. Plenty of front wings lost. This is going to take away the grip of some of these drivers. Ryan B's tyres started to go off a little bit. They're going to be all the better now. Everyone else's tyres getting too cold in the rain. Well, his won't be too bad. Squip on his ancient soft tyres further down the order. Look at how squirrely they are on the track. Going to feel so much more greasy now.
On the back of Arnoir, gaining a lot with that on the straight line. He might get the MCR here as well. Side by side still with the McLaren around the outside.
Whoa,
no! To the wall and he actually gets shunted there. MCR is going to hold on to that, and Ryan B with a lot of front wing damage.
Yeah, that is a shame. Hard to tell from the angle I had if that was any driver's fault or just kind of the profile of that corner, what's going to happen with it.
Yeah, it means Ryan B is probably going to drop back to
P6.
He's gone deep. Straight on,
Missed turn 3. Oh, actually might pick up some rear wing damage for that one, but on the last lap. Yes.
He might be fine because he hit it with the tyre, but don't know, this is obviously not ideal.
Of course it had to rain right at the end of this race, bringing a final bit of chaos to what is the inevitability of Baku. 10 drivers dragged the car through all of this, up through the castle section now. Kamke, huge lead here over Axel, 2.4 seconds. Yes, huge in F1 terms. Although actually Axel has closed that down slightly compared to where it was. But it is not going to be enough. That Red Bull driver built himself the gap. He can drive nice and safe here in the rain. Just has to not mess up these last few sweeping corners. A huge lead, huge amount of ERFs left to spare. Going left, going right. Here we go. Played the strategy perfectly here.
It's Kamke, he's going to win here. Right ahead of Axel as he crosses the line to win the Baku Grand Prix.
And to take the championship lead as well.
Yeah, MCR just holding on for
does
second,
defend.
For first, yeah.
Jav a P5. And Ryan B, that man has got no front wing in his car. But he is still finishing P6. There we go. It's Ross 7, Q 8th, Swip 9th, and Major Falcon finishing it off in P10. What a weird ending to that race. The rain just kind of... I looked up and I just saw rain out of nowhere for that final lap.
Yeah, I think that just sums up the craziness of that race. Just 4 safety cars, half of them DNFing here. Yeah, that's a mental ending, and I think the only 2 drivers that haven't made is, like any proper mistakes. Actually, Kamke had damage at one point. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I think everyone got beat up by that circuit. Axel and Kamke both hugely celebrating in the paddock. Chat Ryan B not celebrating so much. But I mean, what a race. So many ups and downs. So many safety cars. That chaos of the rain at the end. Everything going on everywhere. Fastest lap going to Ryan B in the end. But yeah, if we do a quick run down through the order. Kamke, after crashing out in qualifying, P20 to P1. What a race by him getting that win. Axel P2. Then MTR finishing out the podium. Kind of what he needed in terms of not losing too many points in the championship to Kamke. Then Harry Noir P4, Jav P5, Ryan B 6th plus fastest lap. Swiros P7, Q P8, Swip P9 and Major Falcon P10. The last of the drivers to finish on track. Bosnia is still classified in 11. Slayer P12, P13, James, 14 Flip, 15 Ultimate Muster Puro. Then we had Ibo, Energetics, Crack, Steben and Mats to finish out the order. That was a very topsy-turvy race. My goodness.
Yeah, you could definitely say so. And especially it proves just how slow the fastest laps of the first couple people were. Just not having survived any laps in that sense. Steven's still picking up a point for the pole position, by the way.
Yeah, so, I mean, what a race. I don't know what to say about it, just what a race, everything going on. But kind of Baku delivering as you expect it to, time and time again, always producing just so many wonderful, crazy races. And yeah, good fun to watch. So next time out, we are at Albert Park. You mentioned earlier, back to Australia. A track that, well, produced some chaos in F1 last year, that is for sure. But looking forward to seeing how that one goes. Well, anything for you want to say about the race, or we're going to end it here?
Just hectic, as I kind of expected.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Kamke still celebrating his last first. Seems to be really enjoying himself. But we will see you guys next time. Got to work out to end the stream now. Here we go. Right. Goodbye.